Or the high takes.
My name's Andy Singer, and I used to live in Russ's district at a 5-unit apartment building, 1849 Portland Avenue, and now I live in Pat Harris's district. I made the mistake of buying a house 3.5 years ago, and which is all right. I'm not, unlike some people who've talked to you, I can pay for stuff, or my wife and I are fairly well off, so it's not a problem. But I feel like I should make the point that if you can see this overhead thing, when I was renting an apartment, for 1,000 square feet of apartment with garden access, the landlord paid heat, water, and trash, I was paying about $1,000 a month, actually less than that. And plus a utility bill that was really just $35 a month because it was just to run the refrigerator. It was the biggest appliance. And so the total bill for a year was about $12,420. Now, my property taxes have gone up. Were about $3,000 3.5 years ago when I bought this house, and now they're over $4,500. Now I pay insurance, $1,100, water, trash, utilities, which are quite substantial, increased taxes, assessments, and then depreciation. I had a radiator pipe burst over my ceiling first 6 months we were in the house. That was $30,000. And I've got probably about $100,000 of stuff. It's an old 1923 house, as most of the housing stock here is. And porches are rotten. A lot of work has to be done. And so I'm looking at putting in $100,000 in the next 10 years or so to replace ancient furnace, concrete, both porches, part of the roof. And so depreciating that over 50 years, assuming that was the only thing I have to pay, which I think is really conservative, you get a depreciation of about $2,600 a year. And so I'm up to $10,518, and that's without the mortgage payment. So in 3 years, assuming the house was completely paid off, I would be paying more than to rent. And I just think, like, that's a bad situation. If you want people to take care of the housing stock in the city, it's not a good thing. I mean, you're starting. There's no incentive to own a piece of property. And I love bike lanes, actually, as somebody else was ragging on bike lanes. But my suggestions for ways to cut money are the Cayuga Bridges project. That's $1 billion project, and sure, the state and MnDOT are paying most of that, but the city has a component of it. The Aid Mill Northern Connection, which is on our comp plan, I realize we're not shelling out money for it anytime soon, but that would be $50 million, maybe more, project of which the city would have to pay some component of it. And I'm opposed to all these paving, road, parking, highway projects. We're still paying off, or the city and the state legislature had to pay off the Xcel Energy parking garages. The hockey team is still trying to get its debt forgiven from the legislature. I mean, and all these, and I realize this isn't your guys' problem, but Viking Stadium boondoggle, another $1 billion project, and I can't even believe that they're talking about stuff like that. That's my only point. It's just that you're reaching the point where renting is better than owning, and I think that's a bad point. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.